Hello, my name is swissbianco. In this video I will talk about the maxpedition knife that is here in my hand. That is basically a version of the famous Mad Dog knife. It's D2 steel with a hard chrome finish and an injection molded handle. That knife was a bit strange how that did start. For a while, of course, only the Mad Dog original version was on the market, really high prices, and I saw that a lot at the blade shows that I attend over the decades. Priced always out of reach for me, and then all in a sudden I saw that maxpedition version, and then they had a trouble with the original design. I did not follow it too closely, but for a while they did say that they did not want to sell the maxpedition knife version at all. So as I did reorder again from my knife supplier, he for sure had still a couple of those knives in stock, so I did get this one just for test it out. So the knife comes in this box. That's basically a sleeve. We see maxpedition. Then on the back side, the website. That's about that. As you open the sleeve, that is like this looking. The knife is in here placed. That's a simple cardboard thing. We see here the number of the knife. It's a large short clip point. It's made in Taiwan. lscp. They make a lot of different versions, a bit bigger blade, a bit shorter blade. So I did go with this version. I did not want to have the serrated ones. They also make them with serrations. And they're of course advertising for the bags and pouches and all what they do. The other side is the same. So that's the boxing. Then inside the belt loop here is that paperwork that we're gonna have a look next. That's care and feeding of maxpedition fixed blade knives. It's just a thin paper. We see a bit about the care. High carbon, high chromium, air hardening tool steel. It's a D2, and that we didn't know. Hard chrome, yeah, that we didn't know. And on the back side we have this. It's basically advertising made in Taiwan. That knife is still made in Taiwan and not China. So the knife itself really well made as far as I see. I did not have time much to use it yet. We see the nice flat ground blade. It's a relatively thick blade, about 6 millimeters, and the sharpening is well done too. And then we have an injection molded handle. The handle is for me a little bit on the slippery side. It has some texture to it, but for me it's a bit too less aggressive. I think it has about the same feel as a original Mad Dog version. So with the blasting and all effect there, that's gonna go like that. See a nice big lanyard loop. Lanyard hole here for a paracord, no problem. It's about 7 millimeters hole. So all in all, it's pretty nice feeling. On the other side we have the M maxpedition stamped in. That is all what is on it. No laser engraving that would damage the coating and let the D2 rust. And we see already a bit fingerprints on it. The blade came a bit greased so that it would not rust all the way from Taiwan to USA, and so far I like it pretty well. We're gonna use it and test it a bit deeper, and then we see how well the handle fits. For my bigger hands, the handle has enough to it, so that should work. Now to the sheet. The sheet is also a clone of the Mad Dog design. As we see, we have on top the two parts that gonna hold on the handle and interlock it. The rivets are all the way down, but not in front of the blade, so that is a bit on the weak side, as it can split apart. It is not glued. The corners are rounded off pretty nice. It's a real Kydex sheet, not an injection molded garbage, so that works out. We have a nice hole that some liquid could simply flow through. Then we have on the back side that strange looking belt loop, and it's now too long time for me. I can't remember if the Mad Dog knives came with such a design of a belt loop. That is a heck of a big loop there. We have about 14 millimeters in between. We see with the finger that is pretty big. So the belt loop for me is not usable at all. I need to take it off. It's easy done by removing the screws, and then I'm gonna make a custom belt loop and screw it on with the holes. The size of the hole doesn't fit too well for the tech lock system. That is usually the case with such designs if they are not adapted really well for the tech lock. And I'm not gonna re-drill. It's for me easier to make me a Kydex loop that fits for my belt and simply put it on with some Chicago screws and finish. So the belt loop for me is a bit on the negative side. As we put the knife in, it interlocks pretty well. There is not too much wiggle for a Kydex. You always have a little bit, but it's pretty good made. The grip is completely covered on both sides there. That is a bit a drawback of the design, but the interlock is really well. The snap, you can do that a bit slower without making too much noise too, if that is needed. But the sheet design in the locking part, that is really well. So all in all, if you like the original Mad Dog designs, if you wanna have a version that has a bit a lower price tag and still has a lot of quality, I think that is the way to go. How big the tang is on that knife, I actually can't say. We're gonna check that with maxpedition at the coming SHOT Show. Maybe they have there a sample that shows us how far the full tang go. If we look in here, there the injection molding is completely solid, so we don't see anything from a tang, but the original Mad Dog ones had a full tang. It's of course a bit hidden in the plastic as well, but it did go pretty much all the way back to give it a solid feel. So it's still a bit strange if it's on the market or not, or how or what, but I'm not gonna buy all the other versions of that knife, but I still did wanna get my hand on this bigger version to test out, and so far I'm pretty happy with it, except for the belt loop. So that much about the maxpedition knife.